Welcome to Serengeti Show Live. I'm Carel and we're broadcasting live today from Lemala Ndutu, the southern plains of the Serengeti, or on the border of Ngorongoro Conservation Area. It's kind of a line that runs here, an imaginary line, but for all practical reasons, this is the southern Serengeti, southern plains. And just want to thank Godwin, who's the manager for Lemala Ndutu, and also Lemala Mara. This is the camp that moves from north to south. Thank you again for looking after us, Godwin.
You're welcome.
It's always nice to be here, and this is more my home than my home in Moshi.
Yeah, that's right. You're familiar now.
Absolutely. And then I'm here with Bosco Mosha, resident guide. Bosco, welcome again, and thanks for your time. We know you're busy, you know, the people are after your time. So to get an hour from you is very special. Thanks, Bosco.
Thanks so much, and thanks for you to come to. It's very good to see you again.
Thanks, Bosco. And then after Sally Grierson from Great Migration Camps, that's been driving us around and showing us around a bit. Thank you, Sally, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm going to just start. Today we're going to chat about the southern Serengeti, in particular the Ndutu region, but also a little bit wider. Kakesio, Kusini, Golini. What other areas do we have around? And we'll do a migration update with Bosco, but just everyone comes for the crossing season with regards to the migration, and people don't know that the calving season is actually better.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's a lovely time to be on the southern plains. This is the time where you have 500,000 newborn wildebeest and zebra fowl. They fowl throughout the year, but also a lot of Thompson's gazelle. So there's a lot of new things, and with it brings a lot of predator interaction, and it's also a beautiful time of the year after the short rains, and it's absolutely spectacular. So as a photographer and as a wildlife enthusiast, you have to come to the southern plains or the Ndutu area during the calving season. So for us, it's the best kept secret. I guess it won't be a secret after we're talking about it, but it really is a special time, a special time to be on the southern plains. So Bosco, I'm gonna head towards you.
Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about the Ndutu area. What have you seen in the last kind of months that what is special about this part of the Serengeti?
Thanks again, this is Bosco from Lemala. Thanks for giving me this chance. Southern Serengeti is a very good place to visit. It is amazing. In Southern Serengeti, find some wildebeest like this season of year from December to March. So wildebeest are here, zebras are here, and not only that, elephants too, and other animals they're here. It comes for the cats, even big cats like lions, leopards, cheetahs, they're here too. It is a wonderful place to visit. Just don't need to explain much, you just come to see the wonders of Southern Serengeti.
No, exactly. And Lemala Ndutu, you've got a very nice location here. It's right at the entrance of the two marshes, the small marsh and the big marsh. And we went on an early morning game drive just to say, let's just quickly go around the marsh. It can't take long. Maybe an hour later we'll be back, and we got back at 11. Godwin still gave us breakfast. Thank you very much. But there's so much happening. We literally did about a 7 or 10 kilometer drive this morning, and we saw almost everything. You know, I don't know, we are always lucky, but the wildebeest and zebra are moving into the marshes now this afternoon, and it's 500 meters from camp, and it's absolutely spectacular. Ndutu's got short grass plains in general out on the plains, but then it's got some woodland with some tortillas trees, which are make for the beautiful sunsets and photography. But Bosco, just tell us quickly the landmarks in the area. We've got the marshes that obviously has quite a bit of water. We've got Lake Ndutu, which is a soda lake. Then we've got Lake Masek, that's got a bit more fresh water on that side. So it's from an ecosystem wise, it's a bit of everything: woodland, plains, good water. and then absolutely spectacular. What are the favorite places for you that you take your clients?
Actually, there are so many favorite places. We have like somewhere called the Golini, we call it Shamba la Maharage. So once wildebeest they arrive that side, we'll see black and white colors. We see totally black. It looks like different black carpets on that area. And not only that, we have the other area which is more woodland, where sometimes you may find like Queen of the Darkness, which is leopard most of the time of the trees, because no main rocks on these areas. Then we have another place which is more opening area, called it Miti Mitatu. That's a very good place to visit. It's amazing area, and it's very hard to promise, but sometimes you may see some blood. So those guys, they need some lunch, dinners, so because it's an amazing place. So once wildebeest and zebras, they just arrive on this, they're gathering together. So it's their time for that kid to find their own meal. It's an amazing place too. And not only that, they have Kakesio area, have some Matiti area. So those are very good area to find the kids. Yeah, and marsh area, which is big marsh area. Sometimes kids there, you have to have them there from that area. So it's a very good place to visit. Yeah.
So if you're based at Ndutu, you have not just access to the Ndutu and Ndutu woodland. You can reach Kusini from here. You can reach Kukesio, which is right on the south on the border to Maswa. You can even go towards Lemutu and the eastern side of Ngorongoro Conservation Area from here, and then you can go down to the south. Wildevai Gorge is not far from here. You can also reach that archaeological site and have a look at what the Leakies have done there over the years, and look at 5 million years of ash deposit, and so it's a very special area with so much to see. There's one thing I just want to chat about, and that is because we are on the border of the Serengeti National Park and Ngorongoro Conservation Area. You sometimes need to make sure that you're on the right side of the border, or you need to pay double park fees to make sure that you have access to both those sides. But it's not a problem. Normally we include park fees for that side for a few days, and then you can do both sides of this imaginary line. But another special area that guys don't often go to is towards Hidden Valley, which is also on that imaginary line. But there is a road, and if you look at a map, Ngorongoro makes this point all the way to the north just to include Hidden Valley, so you definitely have access to that area. Bosco, it's an amazing place. You've sent me some video clips and updates. Thank you very much for always updating us.
Grierson.
And thank you again for your time. It's a wonderful place. Godwin, we're just going to quickly talk about Lemala Ndutu. We visited you up on the Mara River when we were there. If you can just tell us again, what is the camp all about, how many rooms, and what makes it special for you?
Oh yeah, first of all I would like to say welcome to our camp, as you've been here for one night now already, and you've seen how green it is.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we have 10 tents now, and 2 tents among those tents are 10 tents. They are family tents, like the one you're in.
I must say, those family tents are amazing. You know, you have 2 separate rooms with ensuite bathrooms, and then a communal area in the middle, and those are all interleading, so the kids don't have to exit the tent and then go into the mom and dad's tent. So it's an absolutely wonderful tent to be in. So the family tents are incredible.
Yeah, the rest of tents are standard tents with 2 kings, with 2 big beds in, which 4 people can sleep as well. But we do like double or twin. Yeah, and as you've seen that our camp is not far from the airstrip. It's like 30 minutes driving. So people they don't need to drive far away, and we are within. I mean, you are in the middle, in the park. So the game drive starts right from the camp.
Right from the airstrip. On your way here, it's hard to even get here from the airstrip, especially times like now, because that's why your lunches are always an hour late. People try and get here by 12:01, and then lunches at 2:30.
As what we did in this morning for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
You promised me that you're going for 1 hour, and then
I just couldn't get back, and it's literally 5 kilometers away.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, as I said, we are in the middle of nowhere. This is because the animals, they're around us all the time. Nighttime you can hear all the lions,
Yeah, we heard them.
wild beasts, zebras, I mean, all the animal, hyenas. So you feel the nature, I mean.
And they just
Yeah,
wake up.
stand
We
there.
don't need to say alarm clock to wake up. We
Yeah,
have
in
nature
the morning you
alarm clock
see,
here.
yeah, you can hear all the sound of birds.
No, that's true. I mean, you didn't expect to see me early this morning, but the lions woke me up, and,
You remember this, yeah,
and
that's
at least I could get out early and get in a nice few shots. Godwin, again, Lemala camps and lodges are now renowned for their sustainability practices. We've got no plastic bottles. Again, we sit so in the sun now. I have to take a sip of water out of Shango glass. This is recycled glass that, from Arusha.
Yeah, from bottles, I mean, these wine bottles
And that's an amazing initiative. And again, you are collecting the plastic bottles from other companies, from other vehicles, not Lemala vehicles, and you send that back to Arusha to Junior Design, and they make school desks out of those recycled plastic. So solar power. So this camp almost has no impact, and it's a very sustainable holiday if you choose to come with Lemala camps and lodges. So we just want to say again, well done on that. Exceptional management. You know, we always feel so welcome and at home when you're visiting Lemala, and especially Lemala Ndutu. So thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Kids are welcome, are they not?
Yeah, kids they are welcome, and we have a lot of kids activities. They can do bow and arrows, they can do marshmallows, they can do a lot of stories, you know. Yeah.
No, it's great to bring kids to the bush, because if they don't have a connection with nature, there's no reason for children when they grow up to look after nature. So we encourage children to come on safari. The nice thing about the Serengeti in general, but also the Ndutu area, is there's so much to see.
Yeah.
So don't be scared that your kids are going to be bored on safari. You know,
Be safe.
5 minutes, every 5 minutes there's something to look at, you know, and you can go for half-day game drives, you can go for full-day game drives with a lovely picnic lunch that's provided by Lemala, and then Bosco will set up a nice table under a tree, and then you have a 2-hour lazy lunch, and the kids are more than welcome to come on safari.
Yeah.
Exceptional camp, and very well run and managed. Thank you, Godwin.
You're most welcome.
Then Sally Grierson from Great Migration Camps, thanks for driving us around and not getting lost at Ndutu.
Ndutu is notorious for getting lost or getting stuck.
Getting lost and getting stuck. Sally, you guys send clients all over East Africa, and why do you send clients to Ndutu, and what is so special about this place from a Great Migration Camp's point of view?
Well, I think as you started off earlier, you said this is the secret of the Great Migration. That might be our humble opinion, and as you said, it might not be secret anymore, but it's a very, very special place. If you come through here in the dry season, you would not imagine what this place transforms into. It can be dry, dusty, windy. You work quite hard to see your wildlife. But my goodness gracious me, and you come in this wet season after the rains, the insects, the birds, and it's alive in every area you look and turn. It's absolutely beautiful right now. As I said, you can't believe it's the same place of the dry season. And the wildlife is, the word that always springs to mind is abundant.
Yeah, there's
absolute abundance of game and wildlife. And every 5 meters you have to stop for something. It's almost crazy. We had clients who spent a lot of time in the Kruger National Park, and they said, you know, I think game reserves are all the same. He said, you know what? It's different. And I think the sheer numbers of wildebeest, and as you said, right now they're starting, the first calves have just started. I've seen 1 or 2, but in the next couple of weeks, 500,000 babies are about to be born, and that's just the wildebeest. So you try and get your head around that number of people in, I don't know, a soccer stadium. You know, it's just off the charts in terms of volume and numbers. And obviously with that number of babies, predators follow prey, I mean, it's like a all-you-can-eat buffet for these cats. So there's action everywhere you look. But there's also, because of the vastness of the area, there's little secret spots. You know, you can just go off on your own. Like we had a moment this morning, thousands zebra and wildebeest, and we were the only people there for more than an hour. And you know, at crossing season, it's a lot busier. There's a lot more concentration at certain points, like at the crossing points. So for me, it's very special that you can also be away from other people and really have amazing sightings all on your own. And I always have to throw in some amazing migrant birds that come through, particularly after the rains.
Especially this time of year, and there's so much happening. Perfect. Sally, just tell us, just logistically, how do we get here? Is it a long way away? And just a bit more about the logistics.
Well, generally, for the Serengeti, most people are flying into Kilimanjaro International Airport. Often staying a night in Arusha. We highly recommend Kili Village, who one of also the sponsors of the show. Great spot, really close to the airport. Then it's not too far to drive in from Arusha, and you can stop at some of the other national parks that Tanapa runs, Tarangire, Lekmanya, and of course in the Ngorongoro Conservation Area there's Ngorongoro Crater, so you can do a full day descent, and there's a wonderful Lemala campsite in the crater room there too. So that's a nice, you know, bit of alternative things you can do on the way in here. But if you drive straight in, it's half a day to get here, just driving, and then you're in the midst of everything. The flight is, if it's direct, it's an hour, and the airstrip is 20 to 30 minutes, but it might take you longer because you'll be stopping to see things along the way. So getting here is really easy, really quick, and there's really a lot in a short smaller area than a lot of the rest of the Serengeti.
So if you're on the NCA side of the Southern Plains, Bosco, then you're not bound to roads because it gets so wet here anyway that even if people all on the same road, then it becomes a river and it goes deeper and deeper. So it's a part of the ecosystem where a little bit of off-roading is allowed on the Ngorongoro Conservation Authority side, and that means you get really close to what you want to see.
Yeah.
Don't get caught on the Serengeti side.
Or make sure your tour operator's got you a permit for both sides, because that's the way forward.
So it's a little bit of an advantage to do some off-road driving. People will say off-road driving do damage until you come to Ndutu and you can see what on-road driving does. It just becomes a big mess, especially in the wet season. So from Serengeti Show, live from our side, Ndutu, if you ever have the opportunity to visit Ndutu during the calving season, December and into April, definitely until end March, is absolutely spectacular. And then if you can, come and stay at Lemala Ndutu, best location that you can think of, and if you even like to try and get Bosco as your guide, you know, because he's one of the best in the business. Godwin will look after you. These guys know what they are doing. It's a relaxed and calm atmosphere here, and you sleep at night, and during the day it's flat out to try and see what you can see. We're just quickly going to do a migration update, Bosco. I came in from the Loliondo side and I saw the eastern herds all the way towards, what is that, Lamuto Hill, and that plain just close to Nasero Rock side. So there's a lot of wildebeest, and there are definitely some females in that massive herd on that side. So for now, you know, some people are starting to call them the Tenebo herds, but the eastern herds are out on that side. Tell us what's happening around Ndutu and towards the southwest.
Actually, first now, like wildebeest, they are separate in different areas. It's because you had a lot of raining for the area of Serengeti. That's why there are some of them, some bunch of them, they're still in western, and some of them they're on the way to come in southern Serengeti, and some of them are here already. Okay. So even not only in the middle of southern Serengeti, only some of them they're open in the Testu area, Maswa area. Yes. But now it's because of rain. I think that's why they are in different areas. But because it's their inborn instinct and nature drive them, probably they may just come back in southern Serengeti once that area, if raining will stop, they may just come on this area. And if it will be raining, probably they may just camp in southern Serengeti. So let's try to be patient because nature knows how to control everything.
Yeah, it's been a very wet year, and that would disperse the herds a little bit. You know, they're not so dependent. There's an abundance of grazing and water everywhere.
Yeah.
But we saw plenty of them moving into the marshes this afternoon. I mean, it's more wildebeest that you can ever hope to see. But during the greener years, the wetter years, the southern Serengeti would tend to keep the herds for a little bit longer. So Godwin, I think you're going to have a very good year.
Yep.
At Ndutu. Some years it could be very dry and dusty, but this year in particular we're looking forward to a spectacular migration calving season, and it's just around the corner. If you have time between now and end March into beginning April, make sure you get to Ndutu and Lemala Ndutu. It's a wonderful place to be. That's the Serengeti Show live, episode 9. The secret of the southern Serengeti calving season at Lemala Ndutu, and we just want to say thank you to our sponsors, Arik Air for flying in, our producer Mr. Zebadia Mbando, and Serengeti Acacia Camps. We'll visit them after our time here at Lemala. Miracle Experience Balloon Safaris, we will definitely go for a flight now that they are out here on the southern plains. Blink and Gadgetronics, Mr. Ali, thank you for always looking after us with regards to internet. Kili Villa, lovely villa type accommodation just outside of Arusha town, where you can lovely start and enter your safari. Tanapa for allowing us to do broadcasting in the Serengeti. And 60 years of looking after the Serengeti this year. We have the anniversary of Tanapa looking after this ecosystem for 60 years now, together with some other people, which is lovely. Great migration camps. Sally, thanks for driving us around and not getting stuck, otherwise we would have been late. Lemala camps and lodges. We've visited many of the Lemala properties, but we've just come from Nanyuki and the southeastern, central eastern side of the Serengeti. We visited you guys on the Mara River, Lemala Evanyan in central Serengeti at Makoma Hill, lovely property. Lemala Ndutu, where we are now. Then on the Crater Rim you have a lovely, one of the best locations on the Crater Rim. And then Mapinga Ridge in Tarangire, which is spectacular, one of the better views on Tarangire, so thanks Lemala. And that's Serengeti Show Live, episode 9. We'll chat to you guys next week, and have a good week. Ciao.
Ciao.